Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the ADA family. Let's get right in today's update and see, what's happening with the price of Cardano, bringing you guys daily analysis updates. Again, if you appreciate these updates, make sure you guys are subscribed to the Crypto ZX channel. But looking across the board, as far as the 24-hour time frame is concerned, we're actually seeing a little bit of a retracement. But if you watched my videos yesterday, I did say expect some volatility. Why do I say that? FOMC meeting tomorrow, interest rate cut. Again, high probability that we're going to see an interest rate cut happening tomorrow. And on top of that, Thursday, we do have that major, highly anticipated meeting, between obviously the U.S. and China, which again, a lot of analysts and a lot of crypto holders and even the stock market analysts, investors, whatever you want to call, everyone is looking forward to these specific events. But let's take a closer look and see what's really happening. So, Ken, if you're looking at the broader market, we are seeing the broader market seeing a little bit of a minor pullback, but over the last 1 hour, a little bit of an uptick for the market, as we can see for ourselves. But if you're looking at ADA, 64.6 cents, down 3.1% on the USD side of things, also down about 2.1% on the Bitcoin side of things. Valuation, 23.6 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about $1.5 billion as of recording this update right now. But before we get into any further, for you guys, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So let's see what's happening with the Bitcoin dominance first and foremost. As far as the Bitcoin dominance is concerned, you can see for yourself 60% once again was retested. Dominance showing strength once again. And you can see we broke out to 60.10%. Again, a level that we haven't seen since October 12th. Again, your dominance showing strength right now. Again, Bitcoin did see a little bit of a minor pullback today. And I think that is a huge catalyst behind it. Uncertainty, like I said in my last few updates, still quite high right now because people don't really know what type of discussion is going to be had during these meetings that I have just highlighted. I think rate cut is set in stone, but usually before a rate cut, we do tend to see the market kind of seeing, a little bit of a shift. We do tend to see a market kind of correct, and Bitcoin was actually going towards the upside. Altcoins were going towards the upside, leading to this meeting. So that's something we want to factor in. But before the meeting itself, you could see for yourself, we have seen a retracement because we were sitting at 116,000 a few hours back. But you can see, we have seen a little bit of a minor pullback. Again, if you want to put this into perspective, we're looking at about a 3.4% pullback for Bitcoin, which again has caused the dominance to go literally from, 59.7% is where we were last night. We have jumped up quite a bit since then. So it kind of explains why we are seeing some altcoins over the last 24 hours seeing a retracement. But as far as Cardano price is concerned, let's give it a refresh live here and see what's happening. So Cardano's price still below our 78.6 Fibonacci retracement level. A lot of people are, talking about HBAR now. And your boy Crypto ZX has been giving you guys HBAR, and you guys can fact check this. I've been giving you guys HBAR updates every single day of the week. And now everyone is mega bullish on HBAR because, HBAR got an ETF, historic moment, obviously. But, no one was paying attention to it prior to that. There were a lot of people thinking, HBAR this, HBAR that. But now, the fact that the price of HBAR has reached crazy heights in such a short span of time, which is true, 21% increase over the last 24 hours is quite a large increase. And yet people are jumping and acting like they are all again. Not all of them are, believers. The ones that have been here, while there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of boring price action, are the ones that are the true holders, in my opinion. And the reason why I say that, I know this is a Cardano update. Reason why I say that is because right now you're noticing something very similar playing out. You're not seeing a lot of retail interest, in crypto in general. If HBAR is getting a retail interest, you need to understand it is due to that specific announcement for the spot ETF. But again, we were still seeing, while the broader market, this is what I want you guys to remember if you are a Cardano holder, because these are metrics that we want to be looking closely at. And, this kind of gives us a little bit of a better understanding as far as trends are concerned. That's how you analyze trends. So if you kind of go back and see where we were just in August and pretty much the last 2 to 3 months, we were actually not looking bad. We actually went up to this dollar price point. It was actually holding better than the broader market. And that tells you, because we know there's been a lot of uncertainty recently, and ADA still had held its ground, not bad compared to what we were seeing, major amounts of volatility. And right now, though, retail interest, if you were to ask me, it's still nowhere near as to what we should be expecting, in my opinion. And that's where I think things are heading in, to be honest, where we do start to see that retail interest kicking in. I think we're going to see a flood of other ETFs being approved, and I think we're going to start to see indexes launching that's going to consist of ADA along with other altcoins. I think this is a revolutionary moment for not just HBAR, Solana, XRP, but for the broader market. But again, remember the utility aspect as well. Projects that bring utility. The regular, as we are getting into the regulatory world, as regulation is coming towards the crypto space. Once the bill passes, the coins that have that utility aspect to it, I think, are the ones that are going to be attractive from an institutional standpoint as well. But I'm going on a big rant, but let's take a look at what's happening with ADA. As of now, I want you guys to just focus on October 17th. Obviously, we talked about October 17th yesterday as well. And now, what if I told you we are actually in this upwards trend right now? You could see for yourself, we have been in this upwards trend right now. You are seeing ADA, creating higher high, higher lows, and that is a good sign. Obviously, this gets invalidated if we drop below 60 cents, but that is quite a far move, to be quite frank with you. That would require, Cardano to go down 6.4%, in order for it to invalidate this upwards trend. But hopefully we don't. Hopefully that would require Bitcoin to, see a pullback in order for ADA to do that. But again, after our 78.6 Fibonacci retracement, rejection, we did see a 8.4% pullback. A lot of that coming in just over the last few hours because of Bitcoin. Bitcoin, like I said, has gone down 3%, and that is quite a big, retracement for Bitcoin, believe it or not, in Bitcoin standards. That is not a small move. And when dominance goes up the way it did, it is going to have a negative impact on altcoins, and we're seeing that right now. But I am not complaining. I still like the setup here for ADA. Again, we want to get into the 78.6 sooner rather than later. Tomorrow is a very important day. Of course, we're going to see what happens if a rate cut happens. I still think market might react a few hours later after the FOMC meeting is done. But what I want you guys to focus on is the Thursday meeting as well. I think maybe the market might wait. Maybe market makers might step in around that range. That's something we want to kind of keep in mind. But so far, so good. Obviously, we want to get into this range as long as we hold this upwards trajectory, a higher high, higher low pattern. I am projecting, for us to get back into the 78.6 much quicker than a lot of people are realizing. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Much love. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.